Good morning, dear students. Today, now we will be continuing with our chapter Major Domains of Earth. We have completed lithosphere part. Now we are going to start with hydrosphere. Now, hydrosphere. What is hydrosphere? It is the combined mass of water. Now, what is combined mass of water? Combined mass of water includes all the water bodies found on the earth, like oceans, rivers, lakes, glaciers, underground water, and water vapor in the air also. See, about 71% of the earth's surface is covered with water. You must have heard always, and always that more than 70% of the earth is covered with water. Now, approximately 97%, approximately 97% of total water is found in the oceans. Ocean water is very salty, you know this. And out of the water available, 97% is found in the oceans, and it is very, very salty. Human beings cannot use it. A large portion of the rest of water is in the form of ice sheets and glaciers or is under the ground. Glaciers means huge icebergs, huge pieces of ice which are present. Okay, a very small percentage is available as fresh water for human use. Now, fresh water which we use for drinking, cooking, etc. for our domestic use, we are having only 1% of the water to be used. Therefore, despite being a blue planet, we face water crisis. Water crisis means we many a times face lack of water during the summers. Though the earth is blue in color because of the presence of so much of water on the earth, but that is salty water which cannot be used by human beings, we face shortage of water. This is the structure of hydrosphere. 96.5% of water is salt water, and it is found in oceans. Fresh water is only 3%. In that fresh water, we have ice also, groundwater also. Now, what is groundwater? The water which we get from the bores and well. From where do we get the water of the bores and well? Inside the ground. Surface fresh water. What is surface fresh water? Like ponds and lakes. And atmosphere and soil. Now, in atmosphere, we have water. Yes, we have in the form of water vapor, gaseous form of water, and even soil contains some water when the soil is wet. Okay, now where our water is located? Yes, where is the water located? In all the largest bodies of water known as oceans, which contain salt water only. Oceans contain salt water. Now, what features house water as ice? What features water has? Icebergs, a large piece of freshwater ice floating in open waters. See, like in the picture you can see, it's a huge iceberg. Above the water we are able to see a big piece, but under the water also bigger than that is present. Okay, so this actually is the size of iceberg. Understanding where your water is located. See, in the glaciers. Now, what are glaciers? Glaciers are the large mass of ice that moves slowly over land. Glaciers are huge pieces of ice, but they are not in the ocean, it is on the land. Permanent snow areas also house water as ice. Permanent snow areas, especially the polar regions, they have ice. Now, this is the water cycle. How the water comes. Water cycle you all know very well. Evaporation, condensation, precipitation. This circle of water goes on. Different sources are there. Oceans, fresh water, springs. So many sources all are engaged here in the water cycle. Now, what is fresh air? It is less than 1% of the water which is available. Ice water means in the form of glaciers and icebergs, it is more than 2%. And the remaining complete 97% is the salt water on earth. Okay. So, which are the oceans? There are 5 major oceans in the world. 71% of the earth's surface is covered by ocean water. The oceans contain 97% of the earth's water. All the oceans and seas are in reality one continuous. But still, the area lying near to a particular country or a particular area, we have given them names. But actually, all these oceans are one. And 90% of all volcanic activity occurs in the oceans. These volcanoes and all, they are active more inside the oceans. The first ocean which we are going to talk about is the Pacific Ocean. Now, Pacific Ocean is the largest ocean of the world. Largest ocean among all the oceans. Its area is more than the total area of all the continents. See, all the 7 continents which we have studied up till now, together their area, and comparing the Pacific Ocean's area, the Pacific Ocean is bigger. It is also the deepest ocean. And Mariana Trench, the deepest place on the Earth's surface, is located in the Pacific Ocean near Philippines. Mariana Trench is in Philippines, which is the deepest point in the ocean. And what is the depth of it? It is 11,022 meters. There is a range of active volcanoes around its edge, which is known as the Ring of Fire. What is Ring of Fire? Range of active volcanoes. The Pacific Ocean merges in with the Atlantic Ocean and the Indian Ocean in the south. In the north, it merges with the Arctic Ocean. The name Pacific was given by Ferdinand Magellan in the 16th century. When and how he gave the name? When he sailed through this ocean, he found it calm and peaceful. It was very calm, very peaceful. So Mar Pacifico, which is Portuguese, means peaceful sea. He gave the name Pacific Ocean. Coming next is the Atlantic Ocean. Now, what is Atlantic Ocean? This is the second largest ocean. Second largest ocean of the world. Its shape is in the form of letter S. Its shapes like letter S, Europe and Africa lie upon its east coast, while North America and South America lie upon its western limits. Okay, and there is a submerged mountain range in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, which is known as Mid-Atlantic Ridge. Mid-Atlantic Ridge. The coastline of the Atlantic Ocean is longer than the total coastline of the Pacific and the Indian Oceans. Now, there are many ports and harbors along its coasts. In terms of trade and transportation, it is the busiest ocean in the world, as it is near to many of the countries. Atlantic Ocean is used much for the trade purpose. How the name originated is Atlantic is derived from the legendary island of Atlantis, as described by Plato, one of the ancient writers. The name Atlantic Ocean was given. Coming next is the Indian Ocean. Now, the Indian Ocean. It is the only ocean named after a country. Which ocean? The Indian Ocean is the only ocean which is named after a country. It is nearly triangular in shape. What is the shape of Indian Ocean? It is triangular in shape, and India is located at the head of this ocean, which gives it the name of Indian Ocean. Asia lies in its north. Australia lies in the east and Africa lies in its west. Indian Ocean merges with the Atlantic and the Pacific Ocean in the south. Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal are the major northern parts of the Indian Ocean. In Indian Ocean, Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal are the parts. Now, Indian Ocean is known as Ratnakara in the ancient Sanskrit literature, which means the maker. Ratnakar means the maker of jewels, means the jeweler. The Indian Ocean has limited marine animal life, which is due to higher water temperature of this ocean. As compared to other oceans, Indian Ocean is warmer, and because of that the marine life is less. Next coming is the Arctic Ocean. Now, in the Arctic Ocean, it lies around the North Pole and extends in the south up to the Arctic Circle. Therefore, most of the parts of this ocean remains covered with thick ice sheet the complete year. Now, thick ice sheet means ice is there because it is very close to the polar region. So, it is very cold, even coldest of all the oceans. Thick drifting icebergs are common feature of the Arctic Ocean. The Arctic Ocean is bordered by 3 continents: North America, Europe, and Asia. It merges with the Atlantic Ocean between Greenland and Scandinavia and is linked to the Pacific Ocean through the narrow Bering Strait. During winter, the Arctic Ocean is almost completely covered in sea ice. Means the Arctic Ocean is completely covered with ice only. And the last is the Antarctic Ocean. Now, Antarctic Ocean surrounds the continent of Antarctica, which is also known as the Southern Ocean. And this is formed by merging of the Atlantic, Pacific, and the Indian Oceans. Three different oceans merged together, they are known as Antarctic Ocean, and Antarctic Ocean surrounds the continent Antarctica. There are few important things to be noted about the ocean. Now, water of the oceans evaporates in the form of clouds and thus provides rainfall. You all know in the water cycle you have studied it. We get common salt from the oceans. Yes. From where do we get salt? From the oceans, because you know sea water, ocean water is very, very salty. We get many minerals like petroleum from the oceans only. Oceans provide us with fish and other marine life. Different marine life we are finding only in oceans, not in the ponds or rivers. Ships and boats travel from one continent to other through oceans only, because ships and big boats are big, which cannot be traveling from the rivers. So to travel big ships, oceans are used. Thus, they provide a free and permanent highway. It's a kind of free and permanent highway which different countries use for their purpose, business purpose. Now, oceans keep the climate of the coastal areas moderate. What is moderate? Na bahut garam, na bahut thanda, medium, it's moderate. Electricity is generated from the enormous energy possessed by the tidal waves. By the use of tidal waves, electricity is generated. So this is all about our topic hydrosphere. In the next class, we will be covering about atmosphere and biosphere. That's all for today. Thank you, kids.